Every once in a while, I read something that annoys me, but not in the way you might think. What annoys me is how long it took me to find it. Now, granted, I'm a sucker for deep sea novels. If handled correctly, you absolutely cannot beat the oppressive, hyper-hostile setting, and this less than cheerful descent into the abyss absolutely nails the setting. But I will say right off the bat that this book has some highly triggering topics. That said, it's not for everyone. What novel is this, you ask? Well, it's Starfish by Peter Watts, and it's a polished, well-constructed, and powerfully atmospheric stroll towards a worldwide cataclysm. So while I work on this thing I'm working on, I figured it would behoove us to discuss this pressurized aquapunk novel. So let the multitasking begin. The story is set in the near future, where humanity has started building deep-sea power stations along tectonic ridges. These stations harvest geothermal energy from hydrothermal vents, because apparently humanity looked at the ocean floor and said, "So, that's terrifying. We have absolutely no business being there. Let's monetize it."
No regrets.
There are a handful of POV characters, but the main protagonist is Lenny Clark. She is one of the augmented workers, called rifters, sent down to manage the power stations. Like her co-workers, she has been surgically modified to survive in the deep. Special eyes, lungs, etc. The modifications make it possible to breathe underwater, withstand enormous pressure, and see in perfect darkness. But the physical capacity to survive is only half the battle. Lenny and her coworkers were selected because they already have a certain degree of psychological damage, which has tempered them and made them able to handle the extreme environment without the need for alcohol. Wounded, vampiric, perceptive, and increasingly more comfortable in the abyss than she ever was on the surface, Lenny definitely stole the show for me. And no, she's not terribly likable. That's not the point. She is, however, compelling. Her history of emotional damage makes you feel for her. I can't say the same about the other Rifter POV character though, who I can't really discuss on YouTube without running into issues. Let the reader understand. Let's just say I wanted him to go and kindly get nice and bent. The Rifters work at BB Station, a deep sea facility near the vents. It is dark, claustrophobic, dangerous, socially rotten, and surrounded by an ecosystem that feels less like nature and more like H.P. Lovecraft's fever dream. So naturally, it starts feeling like home for the Rifters, which is horrifying. And also the point. The Rifters are not a cozy found family. Is this one of those stories where damaged people move into a weird workplace and heal each other with lighthearted banter and emotional therapy sessions?
No.
They are an unstable collection of survivors, predators, victims, addicts, patients, workers, and weapons, all sealed together in a shared powder keg. So it's no huge surprise when things start going wrong at BB Station. The Rifters become more isolated, power struggles flare, paranoia spreads, violence becomes harder to distinguish from survival, and the biology around the vents begins revealing threats humanity does not understand, to which the appropriate response would have been,
"We're leaving."
Now, I'm not going to spoil the major threat reveal at the end, but I will say that it felt plausible, terrifying, and inevitable. Peter Watts definitely outdid himself with this idea. But at the same time, the book is about systems that create monsters, then act surprised when the monsters object to being exterminated. So are Lenny and the Rifters monsters? Starfish does a masterful job of infusing gray areas into everything. Even the novel's title is sneaky. It sounds gentle, almost pleasant. Nope.
Dream on, strawberry shortcake.
In this case, Starfish alludes to fragility, survival, regeneration, and life persisting where it absolutely should not.
Nice.
With all that said, who is Starfish for? Well, it's for hard sci-fi buffs who can handle some triggering topics and in-depth scientific jargon. Out of 5 stars, I'd give the story 4, the prose 4, the action 4, the setting 5, the plot 4, the pacing 3, the character arcs 4, and the research 5, for an overall rating of 4.125, which means it is absolutely worth your time, in my opinion, especially if you're into science fiction and aquapunk. So yeah, this one has my stamp of approval, but by all means, ignore me if you must. But before you go, please subscribe and leave a quick comment. Until next time, bye.